Banger after banger.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, hit me up on Twitter, TikTok, the community post, you already know the vibes. And it's the new year, new episode of Dynamite, new graphics, new shenanigans, new year, new AEW. And speaking of new AEW, we have a new AEW champion in Samoa Joe, and that's how the show kicked off. Kicked off with a pre-taped segment from Samoa Joe, you know, making his mission statement saying that he's him. He's Samoa Joe, man. Anybody who wants to smoke can come get it. Anybody who wants some of Samoa Joe can come get it, man. Samoa Joe, like, he has the coolest voice in wrestling, like the coolest voice ever, because he always sounds so menacing and he sounds like the person you do not want to mess with. So it's going to be real interesting to see how this reign for Samoa Joe is going to go. Man. But of course, Samoa Joe wouldn't be in this situation if it wasn't for the devil, or aka Adam Cole, coming out with the Undisputed Kingdom. And they have a new theme, or more like Adam Cole has a new theme, and they kind of went the whole Judgment Day route, where they take the existing theme and kind of chop and screw it a little bit, you know, make it sound more menacing, slow it down some, but it does sound pretty badass. I think it's available on YouTube right now, so, you know, check out this theme. Thank you. You're welcome for the free publicity, AEW music. But Adam Cole comes out. He's out there with the Undisputed Kingdom, Roddy, Bennett, Taven, and of course Wardlow. And Adam Cole, he's pretty much laying it out there. And my whole thing with this going into it was like, yeah, it was predictable that Adam Cole would be the devil. And my whole thing was like, well, it kind of doesn't make sense, even though people were saying, oh no, it makes sense that Adam Cole will be the devil. So I was like, you know what, I'll just wait to see what Adam Cole has to say for himself. And he did swing it around in a way, because my issue was like, if this whole thing was about the AEW championship, I feel like Adam Cole really could have got that title shot anytime he wanted. But Adam Cole said that it started off as him wanting that championship, but then it turned into, you know, wanting to make Maxwell Jacob Friedman's life a living hell. You know, he wanted to take everything from him. He wanted to build him up. Adam Cole said that MJF needed him and it wasn't the other way around. And he said that the Undisputed Kingdom is out for gold. You already have Bennett and Taven, you know, they're the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. Roderick Strong, he wants the International Championship. And surprisingly, Adam Cole said that Wardlow, of all people, wants the AEW Championship. And then when Adam Cole heals up from his ankle injury, that Wardlow would, you know, relinquish the title and give it to Adam Cole. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think it's going to go the way we think it's going to go. I mean, they're already setting up the Wardlow face turn early, but that's pretty cool. And another thing of note is the fact that MJF's contract has indeed expired. And the fact that Adam Cole was mentioning MJF, like, oh yeah, MJF's dead, he's gone, you'll never see him again, most likely means that MJF is going to return, that MJF has resigned, that MJF does have a new contract with AEW. I'll be very surprised if MJF does show up in WWE. I highly doubt it. Pretty sure we're going to see the return of Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF, to come back to get his revenge on the Undisputed Kingdom. But speaking of revenge, you have Switchblade Jay White come out, because he was one of the people that the Undisputed Kingdom attacked while they were doing this whole devil thing. And Switchblade Jay White was like, listen, I respect what you did, but you did have to make me an example of your little charade or whatever. So him and the Ass Boys, returning Ass Boys, come down and they start getting into a fight with the Undisputed Kingdom. But then the Acclaim come out, because they were also attacked by these guys. So they make the save, they even up the odds. And it's looking like, you know, the Acclaim wants to scissor with the Bullet Club, and the Bullet Club's like, no, we don't want no parts of this silly shit, and they leave, right? And then they're all trying to get their hands on Adam Cole, and the doctor was like, no, he's injured, he's not cleared to compete. And Tony Schiavone was like, well, why is he in the ring? So asking the real questions. But I am intrigued to see where the Undisputed Kingdom goes. Like, a lot of people were calling them the mid-card mafia, and I'm like, let's give this an opportunity to play out. I'm liking the direction that they're going. I like the way that Adam Cole made this whole thing make sense. And that was my whole issue. Was like, yo, if he can't make this make sense, then this whole situation sucks. But luckily, Adam Cole was able to make this whole the long game play out. And he did turn it all around and made it make sense for me. So after this, we had, for the International Championship, we had Orange Cassidy taking on Dante Martin. And this was a pretty good match, man. You had Dante Martin doing the lazy kicks for Orange Cassidy. And Orange Cassidy, he was low-key looking kind of pissed off. Because, you know, Orange Cassidy plays the mind games. He does the lazy kicks. He rolls in and out the ring. He does all these things. But Orange Cassidy, as of lately, he's been wrestling with a little bit more edge to him. Especially after his dealings with the BCC and Jon Moxley. So, I don't know if this is leading his way. He'll return, I doubt it. But, you know, it is cool to see Orange Cassidy's character evolve, even if it is the little things. Orange Cassidy ended up getting the win with the Orange Punch. After the match, the Top Flight comes out, Best Friends come out, and they're all trying, you know, they're participating in the sportsmanship. Orange Cassidy takes Dante Martin's hand, and then, of all people to make their triumphant return, you have the return of Private Party. More importantly than that, the return of Mark Quinn, who's been out for the longest time with injury. And I'm like, thank you, God, that Private Party is finally free from the clutches of the Hardy Boys. And that's not to throw shade at Matt and Jeff, especially you, Matt. But I'm ready to see Private Party do their own thing. And the people were ready for it too. It was a huge ovation for Private Party, and they pretty much put the tag team division on notice. They said it doesn't matter who they go through, whether it's whether it's the Young Bucks, whether it's Top Flight, the Acclaimed, the Hardy Boys, the Young Bucks. It doesn't matter that they're going after those AEW Tag Team Championships. And I started pumping my fist because I'm ready. Because I'm ready for, you know, for Private Party to get some type of push. Ever since day one of them being in AEW, I really like Private Party. So it's going to be cool to see them actually, that the AEW actually do something with this tag team. So I'm here for it, man. So after this, we had a pre-tape segment from the House of Black, you know, laying out the challenge for FTR. And I think it's going to be this Saturday on Collision. It's going to be a tag team match, the House of Black taking on FTR, and if FTR loses, they have to renounce their family and join the House of Blick. So I actually kind of want to see that FTR lose to see them with the House of Black, because that would be kind of funny to me. Will it happen? I don't know. I kind of doubt it, but it'll be funny to, you know, to see that, you know. But after this, we had a backstage segment with Timeless Toni Storm, and she was asked about, you know, Mariah May's match. And Toni Storm really didn't care. She said, like, I don't even want to be in New Jersey. I'm about to go to Manhattan and party with somebody. I forgot who she said. So she leaves. Luther carries her out. She throws her shoe at Renee Paquette. So after this, we have the debut match of Mariah May taking on Queen Aminata. And this is actually like my second time watching Queen Aminata wrestle. And I'm really impressed with her. Like, first of all, she's very beautiful, but she can also wrestle as well. And so can Mariah May, man. I've been seeing clips of her on YouTube and Twitter and everything. So I'm really interested to see her actually wrestle a match. And she's actually pretty good, man. She has a good sling blade. She has some good drop kicks. She does good crowd work and all that. So, you know, I do see a bright future with Mariah May. And to the surprise that Mariah May won her match. Afterwards, she got on the microphone and said that this was her dream, you know, to wrestle. You know, she was just a kid from London. And for some reason, I thought she was Australian. I don't know why. Don't ask me why I thought that. But I thought she was Australian. But then she then proceeds to run down New Jersey, which rightfully so. It's New Jersey, you know, nobody cares about New Jersey. But, you know, this brings out, of all people, New Jersey's own Deonna Purrazzo, who is All Elite. She's officially a part of the AEW roster. She had a match like a year or so ago on, I think it was Rampage or Collision or something like that, where she wrestled Mercedes Martinez for the Impact World Women's Championship. But, you know, that was what it was. But now we're getting Deonna Purrazzo, who's no longer with Impact, obviously, and now she's with AEW, and she lets it be known that, listen, she's going after Toni Storm, whether she's here or whether she's not. You can send her the message. But Mariah May is like, I'm not the messenger, bitch. And they start to fight a little bit. But Deonna Purrazzo is officially a part of the AEW women's roster, and the streets are saying that Mercedes Moné is coming pretty soon. A lot of people were expecting her to pull up on this week's episode of Dynamite. I'm of the mindset that I won't believe it until I see it. Until I see Mercedes Moné in somebody's ring, whether it's WWE, AEW, Impact. Somebody's ring in their backyard. I won't believe it until I see it. So yeah, man. But right now, it's looking pretty good for the AEW women's division. Things are starting to look up for them. So hopefully they keep this momentum going and they can continue to do more and build upon this momentum that they're getting with the debut of Deonna Purrazzo. So after this, we have a State of the Union address from our father, your father, my favorite father, and yours, Christian Cage. Christian pretty much coming out and said that he won the match all by himself. He's officially a two-time TNT champion. He's talking about how proud he is of his pride and joy, his son Nick Wayne. He's talking about how hot Nick Wayne's mom is. And he's pretty much giving himself all the credit, even though Luchasaurus, aka Killswitch, pretty much got the title back on Christian Cage's shoulder. But you know, it's really all thanks to Christian Cage. And you know, Luchasaurus, he's looking kind of pissed off, like, yo, man, you can tell he wants to say something. You can tell that face turn is coming, is brewing. And I don't really know if I'm excited to see, you know, Luchasaurus do anything, but you know, it is going to get a huge reaction when Luchasaurus finally does, you know, grab life by the balls, grow a set, and attack Christian Cage, because you know he's low-key disrespecting the dinosaur, and dinosaurs don't deserve to be disrespected. They've been around for thousands of years, man. It's dinosaur racism, pretty much. It's dino discriminations, and we don't tolerate those type of things here on the Big Hero Chris YouTube channel. So stand up for the dinosaurs, fight back, Luchasaurus. You got this in you, buddy. So after this, we had a backstage segment from the new Outcast featuring Harley Cameron, and I wasn't really paying attention because I don't really know what they got going on. I mean, yeah, I don't know. They said words, and you know, it is what it is. But after this, we had the return to AEW Dynamite of Konosuke Takeshita in a singles match, and he wrestled Darby Allin. And this was a match I was looking forward to ever since they showed the graphic, ever since they made it official. Because, you know, Takeshita is one of the best wrestlers on the AEW roster. And not to mention, you know, even though they like to forget this shit, Takeshita beat Kenny Omega twice in the span of a week. We got to do more with this, man. This dude is awesome. There was one spot during the match where Takeshita did a rolling chaos theory on Darby Allin from the ramp. Like, he rolled down the ramp like 3 times and hit this man with a suplex and sent him flying all the way over there. There was even one spot where Darby Allin did a suicide dive through the ropes and Takeshita took his head off with a knee. And I'm like, yo, Takeshita is freaking awesome. We need to see more of this man. And he actually won the match. I was thinking that Darby Allin was going to come out and, you know, surprise everybody and get an upset win, but that wasn't the case. Takeshita got the dub. And even after the match, even though I don't really like the Don Callis family dynamic, Don Callis laid out the challenge that next week in Daly's Place in Orlando, or not Orlando, but in Jacksonville, it's going to be the Don Callis family taking on Darby Allin and Sting. So, yeah, there's that. So after this, we got a fatal 4-way match to determine who would challenge the new Continental Classic champion, the Triple Crown champion, Eddie Kingston. We had Trent, taking on Brian Cage, taking on Vikingo, and Brian Keith. And I was kind of excited for this match, not because of the wrestling, but because I like Brian Keith, and because he comes out to still tipping. And Brian Keith got the damn jobber inches. We didn't get to hear his theme. I was kind of bummed out by that. But, you know, the fatal 4-way match was fine. Trent won. That's cool. But this Saturday, it's going to be Trent, taking on Eddie Kingston for that Continental Triple Crown Mega Triple Universal Championship. So, you know, good for them. You know what else is good for? We saw the return of Hangman Adam Page, who got attacked by the Undisputed Kingdom. And he's pissed off. He's mad. He wants to fight somebody. He wants to fight everybody. He wants to fight me. He wants to fight you. He wants to fight your mom and your daddy too. He wants to fight your greasy granny with the holes in her panties. He wants to fight everybody. But this leads us into our main event between whose house? Swerve's house, taking on Daniel Garcia. And the whole time, I'm thinking we gotta have at least one moment where Daniel Garcia and Prince Nana have a dance battle. And surprise, surprise, they didn't disappoint. They did the Rock Hulk Hogan stare down thing where they look at each other, they look at the crowd, they look at the crowd this way, and it's like time stands still when you have people taking pictures and they're all doing the dance. They have a dance battle, but you know. But this was actually a really good match, man. There was even one part where Daniel Garcia kicked out of the Swerve Stomp. I wasn't expecting that. I'm thinking, okay, are they gonna have Daniel Garcia win? Nah, Swerve won with a JML driver. Even though, there was a spot where Daniel Garcia tried to lock in a sharpshooter on the announcer's table and they both fell and tumbled and the crowd started chanting, "You fucked up." And I'm like, these things happen from time to time. Swerve ended up winning the match, and then it looked like there was going to be a sign of sportsmanship between Swerve and DG, but Prince Nana hit Daniel Garcia in the testicles with a low blow, and they put the beat down on DG and Daddy Magic. And out of nowhere, Hangman Adam Page shows up. And like I said, he's mad, he's pissed off. But my whole thing is, I understand that Swerve and Adam Page have beef, but shouldn't his beef be with the Undisputed Kingdom? Shouldn't he be trying to fight those guys because they attacked him? But, it is what it is. We'll get to that point. We're going to get to it. Everyone calm down, be patient, myself included. But that's how we ended the show. We ended with a big brawl, a big brouhaha, fisticuffs and shenanigans and chicanery and fuckery and referees and officials breaking up the fight. And that's how we end the first episode of Dynamite in the new year of 2024. And this is the type of Dynamite I want to see. A lot of times Dynamites have been hit or miss, and it's a weekly wrestling show, so not every show is going to be perfect. But this show was actually a whole lot better than World's End that only had 3 good matches on there. This episode of Dynamite was good from top to bottom, beginning to end. Overall fun show. But guys, with that being said, what did you think of this week's episode of Dynamite? Are you excited to see Deonna Purrazzo? What do you think about the Undisputed Kingdom's new theme available on YouTube right now? Yeet. Of course, as always, guys, like, comment, subscribe. You guys take care. Peace. I'm out. Peace.